Hello students, myself Rajkumar Meena, Assistant Professor in English, posted at by BSR Arts College Alwar. Today, with the help of this video, I will make you try to explain a sonnet written by Thoreau named as the Lotus, which is prescribed in your BA Part first year syllabus of RRBMU University Alwar. So let's start with the introduction to the poet Thoreau Dutt. Thoreau Dutt was born in Hindu family Rambagh in Manicode Street, Calcutta on 4th March 1856. Thoreau Dutt was brought up by her doting father Govind Chandra Dutt, who was a linguistic and cultured man. Beside contributing to the Dutt family album 1870, which also contained contribution of Raj Narayan, Haru Chandra, Umesh Chandra, Shushi Chandra, Govind Chandra, published the Lowell Hours in year 1876 and Cherry Stone in 1881. Thoreau's mother, K. Shitramani, was well versed in English and Bengali. She was a woman of sweet disposition and was steeped in the Hindu myths and legends. In those days, the Dutt family had distinguished itself in the whole of Bengal for its creative activities. Born in such a cultured family, it was but natural for Thoreau to indulge in literary exercise from very early age. In year 1862, some member of that family, including Govind Chandra, were attracted by the glamour of the West and the gospel of Christ. The conversion to Christianity caused a temporary estrangement between Thoreau's parents, but later Mrs. Govind reconciled herself to the change of situation and became an ardent Christian. At this time, Thoreau was aged at 6 years and Aru at 8, and their only brother Abuj was 11 years. The children had a private tutor at home, and the father also took care of their education. The first calamity that befalls the family was the death of Abuj at the age of 14 in year 1865. For their consolation, the sisters began to read Paradise Lost repeatedly and busied themselves in literary pursuits. In year 1869, the family left for Europe and the two girls attended a French school at Nice. A year later, the family went to London where Thoreau took lessons in music. Living in a furnished house, here Thoreau and Aru started doing translation into English, while in Europe, Thoreau, along with her sister, acquired astonishing knowledge of French and English. In 1871, the family moved to Cambridge, where both the sisters attended the higher lecture for women and made friends with Miss Martin, who was to Thoreau life friend and recipient of most of her letters. In 1875, Thoreau, along with her father, started studying Sanskrit. She arranged for the publication of A Sheaf Gleaned in the French Field, which appeared in 1876. A study of Sanskrit was prompted by the hope at as she said that thereby she would be able to bring out another sheaf, not gleaned in French but in Sanskrit fields. By 1877, Thoreau's health had run down. She was ill, very ill, and had recurrent attack of fever, cough, spasm, and blood splitting. She was obliged to keep within doors and was so weak that she could not even write her letters. It is harrowing tale indeed, but steeped in heroism. On August 30, 1877, Thoreau died. Thoreau is an outstanding name in the history of Indo-Anglian poetry. She is one of the most prominent example of those who before their proper time passes through door of darkness. Her life is mixed story of sunshine and sorrows, beauty and tragedy, success and regret. If her verse filled with awe and wonder, her early death leaves us sad and repenting. The poem Lotus is based on the fanciful thought. The god of love goes to Flora and the goddess of flowers and asks her to give him the most beautiful flower, which can be the queen of flowers. The rose and lily have the long been claiming that the honored place. Flora gives him the lotus and thus gives it the highest place among the flowers. The lotus has both whiteness of lily and redness of the rose. In the sonnet, a poem of 14 lines, its rhyme schemes is A B B A A B B A C D C D and concluding DC. According to Professor C. D. Narasimha, has all praises for the sonnet. He called it a miracle creativity and he writes the lotus shows more than potential and demonstrable working of a genius. The poem is in the nature of a gift from one culture to other, a mature response to a challenge conceived, a personal and racial in that line. Bards of powers have sung their claims. Compare the lotus with William Cooper's The Lily and the Rose, written when the poet was 50 and obviously provided the stimulus to Thoreau to see how much can be done with so little by one who was not to the language born.